think we're gonna jump in and get this thing started. How
Hell
we
yeah.
doing? Tina, Travis?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Howdy, howdy.
Awesome.
World Design Champ. Battle number 2. Ready
Number
to
two.
go.
We've got them
What's up, everybody?
muted. That never happens to me in Zoom meetings.
Oh, never.
I'm never the one that's like, oh, where's the
Not
thing?
every single time.
Awesome. Let's see who we've got here. So let's see. We've got Elijah, Camilo. How's it going? Ryan, Princess Keeney. Awesome. Got everyone starting to file in, find a seat, plenty of room. Great. So I'm just going to do a quick introduction if you have never seen the show before. So this is World Design Champ. This is actually battle number 2. World Design Champ is a first of its kind head-to-head battle where top motion artists race against the clock, and they're going to create a themed piece of digital art. And you're going to get to see it. You're going to get to see how it's made behind the scenes. And in the meantime, you have myself, Kyle, and
Level Bevel at your service. And of course, we got our special guest, Travis, today.
Travis. Yeah. Let's get this thing going. So let's jump over. Let's say hey to Mark and James here. Hey there, Mark and James.
Yo.
How we doing?
What's up, James? Welcome. I know.
Hello.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Super new.
Yeah. So let's get to know you here for a minute. James, we'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about how you got into design.
Yeah, sure. So my name is James Tralie. I work right now as a producer and animator at NASA, and I've gotten into design, I guess, in the past year or two, specifically 3D design. I started as a photographer and filmmaker for a number of years, and then I really wanted to get into 3D design, so I actually picked up Cinema 4D initially, got into that, experimented with that for a while, and then made the shift over to Blender. It's a free program. It's got a huge community, a lot of really awesome people involved in developing it, making add-ons and cool stuff for it. And I've just kind of fallen in love. The community is super great. Case in point, everyone here. It's been awesome getting everyone up to speed with software and learning all this and sharing ideas and being able to participate in something like this. So, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how long you've been in it and your favorite software, your style a little bit.
Yeah. So I've been doing 3D, I guess, for almost 2 years now. And my style has kind of gravitated to this surreal outdoor environment that's also indoors at the same time. I have a lot of fun kind of adding plants into the environments and doing cool stuff with that. But for my work at NASA, I like to do kind of more motion graphics, kind of cartoony toy style animation. So
teensy flex, little flexing. Just that little job at NASA.
Yeah, but yeah, it's cool.
Hell yeah.
I mess around with a lot of different things.
Cool. Let's check in with Mark. Mark, how you doing? Super. Love it.
Oh wow, we got fighting words coming out the gate. That's great.
Thanks. Hell yeah. Let's double check this.
Yep, we just got it. Princess Keeney, thanks so much. I think just check in with Mark's mic. How about that? I think
check.
I think we're I think we're good there. So
Did I just give an amazing intro and I didn't get heard?
nice. All right,
We heard it.
here's
We,
30
we
and 30.
appreciate it. But yeah,
For the people that did not hear, that was the best intro, and we don't even have to recap.
I know. Now let's try. Let's do the 22nd. Let's see what we got.
okay,
Okay.
we're getting a there he is. There you go.
Nice.
All right,
The
Mark.
people want to hear Mark.
Exactly.
Give us Mark.
Give us Mark.
Yeah. Do I have to recap? Do we really want to do that?
Let's do it. Let's do it and do it. In
All
30.
right.
Yeah,
8
quick
to 10
recap.
years, Cinema 4D, Grayscale Gorilla, and last 4 years in-house, ESPN. Big fan of everybody here. Thanks for tuning in. The show's going to be fun.
Amazing.
Personal NASA vendetta.
Personal
Personal
NASA.
NASA.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So cool. So great to have you guys here. Also fans of yours. I mean, Mark and I chatted like about a year ago, honestly, about collaborating. I'm so glad we finally are doing something together. James, definitely new to me, but brilliant artist as well. And super excited to see what you guys come up with today. So welcome everybody in the chat. I'm just keeping an eye on everything here. And let's go through a little bit of the rules. Cal?
Let's do rules.
All
Let's
right.
figure out how this game goes. All right. So we got some rules today. Battlers have 30 minutes to complete their pieces. So I'm going to start the timer here in a little bit. You'll see it at the bottom part of my screen. And they've got 30 minutes. Once their time is up, that's it. Let's put their mice down. No more designing, no more adding to your piece. After that, they'll have 5 minutes to render their image. So then we're going to get into judging. So myself and Ina, Travis are going to judge based on aesthetics and sticking to the theme, creativity, and also from a technical perspective, especially from Ina and Travis.
Quick note today, just on the judging. So typically we'll have a Twitter poll going so that the audience can also vote along and choose their favorite piece. But today, given that we have a special guest, Travis, Travis will be the third vote. So it'll be me. It'll actually start with Kyle, then I'll judge, and then Travis will judge. We'll hold up our fingers at the end for the winner, and it'll be best 2 of 3. It'll be 2 of 3 votes. So that's the particular thing. When we don't have a guest judge, then the tiebreaker will be the audience vote.
Yeah. So these fine gentlemen have no idea what the theme is and what they will be designing today. So if you've ever seen improv, it's a little like that. That they will find out what the theme is here, and they will be starting from scratch. Nothing pre-designed or pre-built up to this point. So you're going to get to see it made in real time.
Actually, let's caveat that. So just so everybody knows, the rules are in terms of like what you can and can't use. Basically, you can use almost everything in terms of tools, in terms of assets, in terms of textures, lighting, etc. The only thing we ask is that you start with a clean, fresh scene in whatever application you're using. And we've allowed the battlers to actually set up a save path and render settings so that they can click it immediately at the end of the battle.
Yep.
Otherwise, no holds barred.
No holds barred. James, Mark, you ready to get into this?
Let's do
As ready
it.
as I'll ever be.
All right, hell yeah.
All right. So I'm going to flip over here to the theme card. You're going to get to see what the theme is, and then we'll come back here and I'll start the clock. So got a drum roll. I'm going to add that in. Drum roll. Today's theme is Rumble in the Jungle.
Rumble in the Jungle.
Rumble in the Jungle. That is today's theme.
Right.
So I'll take a second and think about what that could be for you. In the meantime, I'm going to do something slightly technical, and that is I'm going to start the clock. The countdown has begun.
Ooh,
So,
time to go.
Gentlemen, we are off to the races.
off to the races. All right. So this is one of my favorite parts. Is the first few minutes here. We're gonna check in with everybody. We're gonna check in with James's screen here first and see where he's headed. Looks like we're starting with an area and a space.
It's so crazy. I haven't used Blender. I started on Blender when I was like really young. I haven't used it in forever. It looked like garbage back in the day, but it actually looks really nice now.
It's a lot of fun. It's getting closer to like being like Cinema 4D or something that.
The
A bit
interface
closer
was
to
like,
that.
it wasn't like laid out very well, but lately it's just very like it's gotten very like way more clean.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I
So
really like the modifier stacks and stuff.
I think James is working on something here. Let's actually switch over to Mark's screen. I want to see what Mark's working on.
Oh, hell yeah. Going right into the boxing ring. I love it.
Yeah, what can you do? What can you do?
I was going to say one quick thing about Blender is that I remember watching the interview on Blender Guru with, what is it, Ton Rosendale?
Yeah.
And he was like, listen, we're going to make Blender amazing. Shut the F up. Like, all you haters, just give me a second. And now, like, it's come through for him, and it's really rad because there's just a lot of, like, yeah, whatever, Blenders, yeah, whatever. But now he's actually been proven right kind of in the last few years, so it's really nice. I love that.
All right, so we got a ring coming together here.
Yo, what's going on, Jake? And Strankle, and Stu V2, V2X. What's going on? Princess Keeney, Toxic Dan. Welcome, everybody.
I'm gonna flip back over here to James. We're gonna zoom in a little bit here on the screen share and see what's
Man, going real fast. Bringing in some palm trees is what I'm actually looking outside right now and seeing those for real. So
That's a beach, bro. That's not a.
it's a jungle beach, okay?
You got some.
It's making me think. You know, the UFC made that Fight Island, and they got an octagon out on the beach.
All right, we definitely got a beach going on here with a lot of environmental work. Push over here
Actually, James, quickly give us a quick rundown on how you're doing the trees so quickly for people who don't know.
Yeah, so there's like a way to build in some of these assets into Blender. You can kind of make an asset library similar to Cinema 4D's asset library, where you can just kind of have some things here. So I have some palm trees that are set that I can bring in. You can see this like content browser here that you can kind of bring in and place them in your scene, scatter them along as you see fit. Just a lot of fun.
Super cool. And they come like pre-textured and everything, so like you can just
which makes it a little bit easier for a situation like this. Yeah, I'm going to be rendering an EV. That's what's going on right now. Just I have to go real time, otherwise cycles would be a little bit too slow, or Octane would be a little bit too slow for me at the moment. Yep.
Mark, what are you going to be using to render today?
I'm going to be using Octane, and if I do start adding these trees, I might be in some trouble. But we're going to start with it and see what happens.
Just gotta turn on that adaptive sample. It'll be all right.
Exactly.
Let's see.
Damn, you guys are quick. Like, I love it. It's only a few minutes in, and we're already looking at like proper scene structure.
Seeing some palm trees going on here as well. I'm wondering, are we both going boxing here? Is this an ollie?
That's what you're kind of seeing in the middle here. I'm getting towards potentially doing something like that.
Got Mark's pushed in on here on one of the boxing ring stanchions.
And make these just a little bit more interesting than cylinders.
Yeah, guys, and everybody, feel free in the chat to leave some questions that we can ask the battlers and or us if you'd like to know more about the show. Definitely follow along on our social channels and give us feedback. And we're just, the show is still nascent. We're still putting it together, and we'd love, everybody's input on how to do it best. Keep it tight. And of course, battlers for the future, if you guys want to sign up and send us a message, we'd love to meet you. Our slot's open for the rest of this month and November. And you're seeing what you'll have to face if you do sign up. So
You're seeing the gauntlet.
It ain't easy.
It ain't easy.
Let's I'm gonna push in over here on James. Let's zoom in and see what James has going on. still working out. We got a ring coming together as well. I think we're gonna have somewhat similar.
Dang, so now it's gonna be both realistic looking boxing rings.
Somewhat similar environments going on. This will be interesting.
Elijah Barry says jungle or beach. Seems like they're both doing the beach theme again.
I think that's a result of you only have so many of these trees, right? I got Forester. I don't have a lot of jungle going on here.
Yeah. Use the fern, bro. Use the fern.
Use the fern. Per recommendation, we'll get it in there.
Actually, yeah, this is it's interesting. So Travis, given that like you battled the first time, right? And how would you approach this battle? Let's say you were jumping in with the guys.
Don't stress me out. I'm like not stressed right now, and trying to make me feel like I'm back in it. No, yeah, probably similar, like Forester, where I would waste too much time trying to create realistic textures and then end up the last half trying to change it. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It looks like, I don't know Blender very well, but it looks like it's sort of the same thing, like Forester type, models and getting it laid out.
I would be so nervous to use Forester like that. It never worked smoothly on my machine. Like no matter how much I threw at it, I don't know. Like maybe this is a couple of years ago when I first tried it. But.
We're checking out with Mark here.
If I ever need like foliage or anything, it works pretty well.
I'll say that like thinking of this theme, Rumble in the Jungle, I figured like it's a good crossover between these two styles, even though you guys are both doing similar types of things. But I figured you could do a jungle theme with simple colors and shapes, right? Like we could easily do like dark green and like alluding to jungle and do a completely stylized internal.
Yeah.
But now you guys have already gone, so I can say whatever I want.
I think getting the stylized model of the trees would be the part that would trip you up, because like you'd have to either find someone like Turbo Squid really quickly or model a bunch of trees and leaves.
I'm interested here. I'm gonna push in on Mark for a second. Tell me what you're working on.
So I'm kind of getting just the environment set up a little bit. I think we'll probably have to do a depth of field to kind of blur out the background because we don't want to put too much work into it. I know that in terms of, I have a ton of textures, but I can't sit here and connect a bunch of nodes to get like a good jungle floor going. So we're gonna have to probably just use what's in the Octane Live DB selection, which isn't a ton. I mean, we got some grasses and a couple dirts, and we'll have to see what we can do. Maybe we can do two of them and displace them differently.
Yep.
Well, my question is, what if I got a boxer? Can I use him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy trying to deal with it. Yeah. Enjoy trying to deal with an FBX and rigging a model. No, yeah, definitely, of course.
I'm not sure if I have them readily available.
If you've got a Floyd Mayweather sitting in there, then throw him in the ring. Let's hop over here. I want to see what push in on James full screen. See what James got. Oh, speaking of, we got some floor and some leaves.
So talk about. Is this like a scatter type of thing, James?
Yeah. So I can start to scatter particles right now. I just have the system ready to add in stuff to it, but yeah, I can now select some specific grass particles that I want to use to kind of make this look more like a jungle floor.
Awesome. I have a technical question for Travis came in. What app is Travis using for his mustache?
Unavailable to the public.
It's in beta.
It's in the stock mustache.
Private beta. Nice.
We got Strankle says, I'm biased towards Blender. Awesome. Stephen J says, haven't gotten into Blender. All my programs do what I need them to do. Okay. I hear that. Yeah, throw us some more comments in the chat, y'all. Let us know if you have any thoughts on the battle so far. What's our time? What are we looking at on time?
20 minutes.
So 10 minutes have passed, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Insane.
It's a really rip spot. For anyone doing this in the future, man, this is like lightning speed. You watch like shows like Chopped or whatever, and then you actually see this, or you actually do this, it's like, yikes, man.
Thank God we don't have to eat your renders.
I know. You can make it nice and delicious. Yeah, eat the farce.
Does it blend?
Will it blend? That's the question.
Yeah, I did whenever I do like an Instagram animation, I'll always finish it and be like, that didn't take long at all. Like I did that so quick. But then like looking back, maybe it was like an hour and a half to do it, and like doing this was like, I'm like, yeah, we'll have time. And then you get into it, you're just like, oh, okay, so 30 minutes is significantly different than an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Mark, can we get an audio check on you? Just
Yeah, am I still here?
Yeah.
If you guys want me to blab, I can totally blab.
yeah, blab for a second.
Yeah, so, I had a couple thoughts about maybe even trying to rip open Marvelous Designer, but I promised myself that I wouldn't try to overextend because I think you're going to really get caught up there.
How fast can you model a bee in ZBrush?
Yeah, I think, my first thought was like jump in and make a glove.
Exactly. Oh, there you go.
Mark, awesome. Don't do it. Don't do it. And what's funny? One of the things I used last night, I might bust out here in a second because, we just have something similar to what one of the themes I was practicing with.
And we're looking at
slowing down a bit over here. Yeah, I'm slowing down a bit here. The computer's running a bit slow. There we go.
Yeah, I'm not even going to touch the grass.
I know. That's
a pitfall.
I'm just going to try to decimate my mesh here just to make this smaller to deal with.
At some point, you got to look and see what it even freaking looks like,
It's so interesting as this progresses. I always feel like there's this really fast sort of right up front. Like we've got the ring and we've got sort of we've got ropes and we've got trees, and then there's a bit of this sort of plateau as we get into the detail and the environment.
And you really got to think about what you're going to spend time detailing, because you almost don't even have time to change the color of textures. I've always just got to go right out the box.
I think it's fascinating, not just in this show, but in shows like this, like Chopped and Iron Chef, your brain, the mapping of the human brain when you get your challenge and the time starts must be fascinating, where it just splits into all these different multi-threaded approaches. You're like, okay, this, and this. To ultimately, I think we'll probably be able to visualize that in some way. But I'm looking at you, Elon. But but ultimately,
no keyboard, no mouse. You're just designing
exactly
your brain.
Lucy.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, Lucy.
All right.
Checking in here with the chat for a moment. Let's see. So Stephen J says, given the recent surge in Blender, what are the go-to things people create in it? So my quick answer there is I would obviously check James' work, and I would check Derek J. Elliott's work.
Yeah, for sure. He does great stuff. And
Blender Guru, of course. There's really almost nothing you can't do in Blender nowadays, especially with the flip solver, and it's just an impressive program. I'll be honest, I'm just more comfortable in C4D, but it doesn't mean that Blender is any less powerful, I think. Ultimately, I've been watching a lot of Ben Marriott's videos recently, and he said something really great, which is really, if you're worried about plugins and all the attachments and all these extra flourishes, you're not really working on client work. Client work ends up being very simple and straightforward, and it's really about themes and the story and how you compose something as opposed to all the extra tools. Let's see.
We're pushed in here on James for a second. I'm seeing a little
background
mountains and
James. I was gonna ask, what is the node editor at the bottom? Is that materials or?
Oh yeah, that's for materials and textures. Yeah. I haven't. Once something comes in, I can show you what it can do with it. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. There's a lot of people way more advanced than me who do just procedural textures with it, and it's kind of God mode. They're almost just messing around with the math and going crazy with it. It's pretty insane to watch. I'm still kind of green to that part. I feel like I do more of just set design type stuff, and I make some of my own things, but it's pretty impressive to see what you can do with it. So
just a quick note, we're at 15 minutes, so you're at the halfway mark.
15 minutes, right. Quick question from the chat. Jake asks, can the contestants do MoGraph, or is that not allowed in the final entry? So the plan is ultimately to be able to have longer shows and do kind of a short animation. But yeah, for the first season, it's going to just be stills, and just to make it a little bit more manageable for everybody. Especially because, like, if you really want to render 90 to 150 frames or something, you don't want to like lower the quality that much. And no matter what you do, what is it, like 10, 15 minutes to get out a render and to look at it and judge it. So maybe something like the final, semi-final, something like that. Or yeah, we'll see in season 2 what that looks like. But thanks for the question. What's up? The Pop-It, welcome.
So we're looking here at Mark. Push into Mark.
I'm so impressed, by the way, you guys. Like, I'm honestly with both of you. Jesus.
Oh wow! Look at this.
So advanced. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The trees do add a lot, like very quickly, but really, like, I'm so impressed.
We've got an elephant
With red elephant.
Throwing in a curveball here.
I feel like it's going to be really tough to judge this, honestly, because they're both so good already. And I'm seeing a rainbow in the back of James. Damn, bro. It's amazing.
Let's see.
Now you guys got me wanting to look at his.
Don't look at
yeah.
it. Don't look at the giant
get diverted.
Experience.
The pop-up says, so are you guys doing a collab? Are you all part of the same studio? That's a great question. Thank you. Nope. So me and Kyle and Alexandra and Isa, our producers, work at Layerframe, our digital agency, and we've produced this show called World Design Champ. Travis is on his own, joining us as a guest judge and participated in the first battle. And Mark and James are the contestants for this particular battle, battle number 2. So collab in terms of presenting this, but yeah, we all work in different places.
Mark, what do you got going on here?
Oh yeah.
So I jumped in to grab a rock from another scene. I'm just going to try to populate something on here to help break the grass up because, you know, it's kind of a reduced texture and maybe it won't be as distracting. I'm trying to avoid adding grass in. I think that James probably is going to have an easier time rendering that out than I will straight through option.
We'll see. It's a good.
So I have a couple of these assets. I actually picked them up from Megascans, which is free now and Unreal, I think, but I actually paid for them. And they're scans of actual rocks and cliff sides, that sort of stuff.
I'm telling you, man, you got to use the fern.
Travis is deducting points for no ferns.
So which one's the fern?
Oh, here we go. And Mark's like, okay, let's see. FERN.
What did you say, Travis?
It's in the multiflora object.
Oh, really?
I don't think you're allowed to. I think I just made up a new rule. Guest judges can't help contestants cheat.
Go to menu, edit, add all.
Sorry. James, also use a fern. That's even.
There you go.
Exactly.
Sure.
Good call.
And people in the chat, let us know if you have any questions like about the actual renders or like what the guys are working on, so we can ask them and distract them a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna push into James here.
I have a feeling between these two, James is probably, if he can get his rendered out, it's going to be a little bit more story than this. Maybe I should have gone stylized.
Well, coming up on the 10-minute mark, so
10-minute left.
10-minute left.
All right, I will use a fern as per requested.
Leveling the playing field. I don't know what we're gonna do if both have ferns.
I'm really curious about what your content browser looks like inside of Blender. Is it just got tons of options?
Yeah, I have a couple different ones to use. It's okay. I can dance all day.
Whoa.
No, yeah, it's got like lots of different things going on here. I have a couple different add-ons I use for managing stuff.
Do you have people?
I don't. There's are options for that. I feel like I don't use them as much. I usually just bring them in from elsewhere. Like I'll just import them as FBXs or something.
Steve in Jay's asking, is this a straight render out of 3D or can they composite? They could, but theoretically, I think we need all the time.
Crunch.
Yeah, time crunch, just right out of render.
And that's actually a good call out as we get inside 10 minutes now. So 9 minutes and 30 seconds left. What we're going to do is about 9 minutes, we'll end up calling it. We'll have 5 minutes to render. So if you think you're going to need more time, then you might have to eat into the 9 minutes left.
Yeah.
Ooh, I brought in that rock, but it all disconnected.
Oh, the textures.
Jake says hashtag Beeple would be proud. Perhaps one day we'll get Beeple on this. I don't know.
Yeah, Steven's saying everyone should work faster. I don't think it's possible.
Seriously.
I think everyone's just shy of having smoke come out of the keyboards.
The question is, if we got Beeple, who would have the like audacity to go up against him?
Of course, evil people. From a parallel universe, and
that's actually the best answer I've heard so far. Evil people.
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking. We got a little story going on here. Looking at James.
Why not?
With a plug.
Yeah, I'm actually like
hashtag sponsored.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is officially the first time, well, it's obviously second battle, but like it's the first time anybody's used text.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Brought to you by.
This battle is text v elephant.
All right, let's jump back here. Let's see what Mark's got going on.
The pop-up is asking, going for vegetation in a time challenge is pretty bold. Was it
mandatory? Indeed.
So,
good way to describe it.
So yeah, I mean, when we were thinking about the theme today, Rumble in the Jungle, figured it could go kind of either way, right? You could go completely nature-inspired with trees and forests and jungle, and or you could go super stylized with jungle-style textures and elements. Like, so, for example, if I were to jump into this, I would probably do something with simple objects, but like really crazy jungle-inspired textures and lighting and kind of like moody viz, right? So figured leave it open, but it wasn't mandatory is the quick answer. Mark, what's up?
I'm thinking that would have been a good idea.
Simple object. Well, I kind of left it open.
You did.
Now, Mark, did you just change your angle?
I did.
Yeah.
Wondering if I could get something more dramatic with my elephant here.
Yeah, exactly. The pop-up says, or you could have gone for a city render to play on the jungle metaphor. That's a great point. See it?
Good call.
Yep.
Let's hop back over here, James, for a minute.
I think I'm gonna. Yeah.
We're not there yet, but you're gonna get your 5-minute warning here in a minute.
And actually, speaking of that, I was thinking about something which was inviting people to send us themes in this kind of style. So like a day at the beach, Rumble in the Jungle. Shoot us over an email or quick note, a DM, and let us know, and we'll pick one of your themes for a future like upcoming battle. Wait, we got Asex Project. What's happening? Fire scenes. Hell yeah. I mean, I'm so impressed. We're coming in, though, pretty hot towards our finish line here. What are we looking at, Kyle?
We're coming up on 5 minutes.
I'm going to go ahead and bail.
Yeah,
I'm going to go soon probably here.
Let's check in with Mark here. Mark, are you calling it there?
I'm calling it. I think I got to make sure that it'll actually render.
Yeah, I should probably do the same.
I'm going to get 1,000 samples right now, and it's looking like it's going kind of slow, but maybe I got some extra time in there.
All right. No one's going to add
what I really want now is a name for our red-eyed elephant. So everybody throw me a good name in the chat, and I'll read them out.
Let me switch back over to Mark here. Let's see our elephant.
I'm glad just that it's rendering and it's not totally freezing me up on the stream. That in itself is an accomplishment, right?
Right.
No, this is pretty big. Somebody hitting render like at the 5-minute Mark. So you got like solid 10 minutes to let this cook.
All right, let's see if this works as well. Dangerous.
Let's come back over here to.
So this is real time. So I'm using Eevee here for anyone who uses Blender. So hopefully this will render quickly. It's not going to show like anything, and then it's just going to show something. So we'll see if it shows something that looks good.
Well, I don't know what that means. Is that just?
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Multiple types of renderers you could use out of Blender?
Yeah, so I'm using, Eevee is like the real time, kind of more like Unreal Engine, kind of like this, I don't know, video game looking type thing. And then Cycles is the more like photoreal, better light bounces. So it looked actually rendered pretty quickly.
Well, we got 4 minutes left, so if no,
They went a little extra cautious this time.
yeah,
You actually do have 5 minutes after the 30 minutes to let it sit and cook. So now that you're seeing, I'm going to shut up and let's just get some names for this elephant.
I think we had Timmy the elephant.
Timmy the elephant, that's good. Actually, I'm sorry. Go ahead, cut. My bad.
No, I was just saying. So far, the name is Timmy.
Timmy.
If you get any more votes, you got 3 minutes and 26 seconds to vote on the name.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So please, I know it doesn't necessarily count today, but we really do want to see everybody's participation, like who your favorite battler / piece is today, and we'll call that out at the end of the show. So go to Twitter. The link is in the description. Our link is in the chat, and put that up.
Oh, we got James is pushing it here. Got 3 minutes flat left, and we've got.
Yeah, I don't think I can make any modifications and actually get it finished rendered out. And I'm liking the way his is looking too. I think I went the wrong direction today.
Well, interesting approach. So James, you actually tested a render there for a minute, right?
Yeah, I just want to see if it would, with some of the particles, I kind of went a little bit delicate with the particles. I'm doing a lot of linked instances, so like the same thing is just basically being duplicated to kind of optimize my scene a bit. So that it will render. So like it's just one fern, for example, here that it's just like duplicated a bunch of times to make sure that it actually will load properly.
So you're fairly confident on your 5 minutes render.
I think so. Yeah, we'll see.
Yo, Travis, throw us some thoughts, bud. And Puppy Cam, where's Puppy Cam?
Yeah, he was just here. He's trying to get him to stop chewing on my hat.
I got to build a puppy cam scene.
Seriously, we need a Puppy Cam scene.
Yeah, I like the elephant. I like the evil elephant. That's a vibe. it's a like, you said you had a boxer, but I think an elephant's.
And you got your ferns, Trav.
I do.
Yo, even further, we got James pulling up Photoshop, I think.
I might try to do. I rendered out a mist pass. I might try to composite that in for a little extra atmosphere. I have the steam too. Here, let's see this will load. Did one more test render there.
Ace X says, love that Blender is being used. And honestly, I'm watching this now and seeing like, man, Eevee is really killer. Mm-hmm. Maybe that is a bit of an edge, like having that real time.
Yeah, it's good, but the lighting, it's like tough to get it nailed down. Oftentimes you kind of have to experiment a bit like as I'm doing right now to make sure stuff works properly.
Coming into the 60-second mark.
Yeah, 1 minute left, you guys.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make it with Photoshop.
James going all out. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I played a little too safe because you see I'm hitting right about a 5 minute render on this. So I should have spent that extra 5.
If I render this already, am I able to use that 5 extra minutes to do like compositing, or is that like not allowed?
No more additions.
No more? All right, that's fine.
You get to tell us all about your approach.
Yeah.
Or tell jokes or stories. All right, we're coming into 27 seconds. Let's go ahead and finish it up. We're going to call it here in a second.
Edge of my seat right here. Love it.
No.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to composite this, but I'll just stay with that.
I like the thought, though, doing a mist pass. I don't know much about that. Is it pretty easy, pretty fast?
Yeah, so it's just, I guess this works for other renderers too, but you can just select a pass and it will render with your render, and then you can go into compositing and just show this. It's not going to work, but I can just talk through this. I can just add this into the background.
All right,
connect
that's
this
it.
to my view.
That's time.
And time. Mice down.
Mic down.
All right.
Everyone
All right.
good?
Well, let's come back here. Let's take a breather. Time's up. How did that feel?
Insane. So like, I mean, like, you're part of you is like trying to get the thing done, and another part of you is like, is this actually going to render, or is my computer going to crash and do a screen in the middle of the stringer? So like, managing both of those, it was just like left brain, right brain. Like you're trying to be creative, but you're also trying to be practical. Like rein yourself in. I guess that's always the case with animation design. Like you get this expectation from your client. It's like, hey, can you do all this stuff? And then like you actually start doing it. It's like, oh wait, you can't actually have. This.
Yeah. Well, that made me nervous.
That was fun.
You open Photoshop with 1 minute left.
I know. Yeah.
Loading. Creative Cloud's like going to get everything from the cloud.
Add a little garnish to it. Yeah. It's,
Well, I had told myself that I was not going to do this with Forrester today, and then you had to throw jungle at me, and I was just like, well, what am I going to? I got to do it. But then I quickly realized, so this is his thing, you know. So it's like he's pretty quick with the rendering of vegetation. So I thought I could get a little silly and isometric with it, and maybe that would give me a little bit of benefit. Now, even as you're watching it, looking at it, you're like, maybe I should have made that elephant pop a little bit more. Maybe made him white or something like that, or maybe. But I think with you were saying, we should have went maybe different directions so that I could have a chance in not being a direct one-to-one comparison with vegetation renders.
Yeah.
It looks dope though. I love how you
Interesting.
did the rest of it.
Well, let's get into judging here. So we're gonna switch over to.
So quickly, just in this particular instance, I think because you guys have already rendered your pieces, we're going to just like toss out the remainder of the minutes in terms of rendering. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody cool with that?
Do you have both your pieces up, just ready to be judged for us to render judgment?
Are you ready to be judged? Yeah, render judgment. I love it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All
Cool.
right.
So
Let's come
get
up
into
here.
it.
We got James here on the left, which will be number 1, and we've got Mark here on the right, which will be number 2.
I was thinking maybe Travis, you go first, and then Kyle, and then me.
Yeah, and everybody, just a reminder, just hold your thoughts here for a minute, and we'll all count down at the same time and hold up.
Yeah, great job, guys. Like both of these look fantastic. I feel like just the fog and the lighting on James's looks amazing, and then I feel like if Mark's was like, I could see it being like a helicopter kind of aerial shot, which is like, like seeing this elephant with like the blinking eyes, like super cool. And we all know how challenging like foliage and jungle stuff can be for like, especially in that short of a time. So like just blown away by how like great both of these look. I was trying to do a beach, and like even that doesn't have much like plants. It's just like water and sand, and it's still like it's a very short amount of time. So I think both y'all killed it. It was really cool to see like a little bit of insight into Blender, because I've never really messed with it. And then it was great to see like the usage of Forrester and like getting those Octane textures in there. I know how time consuming it can be. So yeah, really great job.
Nice. All right, Travis, you
So
got
you
your
have
vote in your head?
Yeah, you got your vote?
Yep.
Great. One quick before Ian, before you go, just a quick shout out. Head to World Design Champ Twitter and go ahead and cast your vote here, because we will call out crowd vote at the end.
Yeah, Kyle, maybe go ahead of me. I'll go last.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so it's amazing. It's really interesting. Obviously, it's so different from the first battle that we had, where you had two completely opposing and different takes on something. So that was almost difficult, not being sort of apples to oranges in terms of trying to do comparisons. These very similar, but I love overall from a theme perspective. Rumble in the Jungle, really fusing that sort of call out for boxing and jungle. Really interesting that both competitors here went for the environmental. I love the throw in of the evil elephant Timmy. Timmy was a great addition here. I like the perspective of James's as well, and it doesn't hurt that there's a shout out here for World Design Champ. But yeah, wrote both really strong, and I also love that the difference between using two different platforms here. So, all right, I think I've got my vote.
Cool. Yeah, so in a way, like looking at these, again, I mentioned earlier, I was thinking, you could approach this theme from a couple of different angles, but you guys both went for the foliage, which is amazing. I think you both did an excellent job on that. Definitely a little bit more on the environmentals here with the fog, bringing out the trees a bunch more with the emissive texture. So really liking that. I personally am seeing where motion could come out of the thing with the evil elephant Timmy. So my mind immediately goes to something like that with the 3/4 perspective overhead, like Travis was saying, like from a helicopter. Like I could see that immediately moving and doing something, maybe like Gavin's flamingos a little bit, like bobbing elephant head. They both hit the theme for me, and besides that, technically, again, like Travis said, it was super cool seeing Blender versus C4D, and also Eevee render in action, and also like the contemporary version of Blender, and then also seeing like Mark go immediately at it. Like you guys have really completed so much in so little time. So I do have my vote. Amazing job, both.
All right. Well, I think it's that time. We're gonna do a countdown.
Yeah, repeat the one for.
Yeah, so we're gonna do. We've got James over here on the left is number 1. We've got Mark over here on the right, which is 2. We're gonna count down from 3, and all 3 of us will hold up a 1 finger or a 2 finger to show our vote. So
and drum roll.
3, 2, 1.
And congratulations,
Good job.
James.
Thank you, guys. Damn. And
on the sweet.
Major props to you, Mark, as well. And this is a blast going against you.
Slight edge for me. I really dug it, Mark. I think James edged it out with a little bit of the environmentals, the emissive texture, and kind of the framing of it. But really close for me because I dug the elephant a lot. I think it has so much potential. Congratulations, James.
Thank you so much, guys. This is awesome.
Speech.
Yeah, I mean, it's just this community is super cool. I mean, like if you'd asked me a year ago, would I be doing something like this? It's just, I couldn't imagine it. It's just, you guys are so awesome and having these kinds of things and just being so gracious and bringing us in to do these. I mean, Blender is starting to make a name for itself a bit, so it's cool to kind of be able to represent that a bit more. And just Mark blows me away with his work as well too. It's so cool to see everyone and just to be able to engage with you guys in a completely different way beyond just like scrolling through social media, being able to see face to face and talk, and just really blown away by this. It's cool.
Listen to how humble this man is. Call somebody out. Where's the blood? I can't wait to see your image when it's full sized. I'm looking at really small windows here. I mean, it looks pretty amazing at a centimeter tall, but
it's hard to see yours as well.
That's a great call out. So we will after we're done, we will share these out on social, both the final rendered pieces. Very shortly here for the competitors, we will be sending them their winnings.
Exactly. Today's winner, $100. Runner-up, $50. Very quickly distributed via some electronic form after this. But one thing that we have forgotten, everybody, is let's get some audience feedback here and the audience vote. Let's see. Do we have that information handy? Yeah, let us know what you think of the judges' votes in the chat, please, if we made the right choice or we short-shrifted Mark today. I think they both were really excellent. Honestly, I'm like so impressed.
Like seriously, they both look really good.
I'm talking to backstage here.
Yeah, I got to just say, this is so much fun. I had fun practicing leading up to it. I'd love to give it another shot in the future. I hope you get lots of great motion designers on here. If you want me to come on here and judge somebody, I would love to be very mean to them and really disturb them in the middle of their work. But James, it's great. 2 years in, you're able to crank stuff out like this. And I love that we're doing this Blender cinema thing. I mean, maybe down the line you can get more vicious with it, but it's good to see two totally different programs and, good results either way.
All right.
So we have like a longer form one where you can do some like motion animation to it. I know that's kind of harder with render times and stuff, but being able to do something like that could be cool. And even maybe just showing your viewport or something.
Yeah, like in transparency, it's to like, I think we're just going to have to do some test battles behind the scenes, see what it's actually like busting out a render and how long that would really take, because it depends. But yeah, I would love to do that. I mean, initially that was kind of the idea. But yeah, quickly, let's hit the audience vote. So Kyle, do you have that? Oh, I see it. Okay, so we got 67% of the people voting for James and 33% voting for Mark.
Hey, I got some votes. That's a win. I didn't put my pants on for nothing.
I love it. Let's see. The pop-up says, by looking at portfolios, I have to say James was a bit more used to vegetation. Haha. Yeah, like I said, I thought it was a theme that you could kind of go either way on it. Both gents went.
Yeah, I feel like I'm one of these guys who's like, oh yeah, he's the best jiu-jitsu guy in the UFC. Let's go to the ground.
Right?
I should get some props for that.
And Stephen J says, I think James designed to screen and Mark was a little too framed for TV. That's a statement. I guess. I think
I'm gonna find you, Stephen J.
Exactly. You've just
he's actually my coworker.
Nice. Awesome.
All right, cool, everybody. So yeah, that was battle number 2 in the books. I super appreciate you guys joining us, and Travis, thank you so much. You guys are both obviously, all 3 of you are welcome anytime on the show.
Awesome. Mark and James, where can people find you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You can find me on Instagram, James_films. Also my website, jamestralie.com.
Nice. And Mark?
You can find me in a boxing ring in the middle of the jungle
with an evil elephant.
Evil elephant Timmy. No, I'm MOMARKMOPROBLEM across the board. Look me up on Instagram and like some stuff, follow some stuff, say hi. Appreciate you.
Amazing.
Follow us at World Design Champ on all the platforms. Send me a DM at Level Bevel or send the World Design Champ a submission form if you'd like to get on. Just and let's meet, let's chat just like this. See if you guys want to do it. It's open to really everybody, but we do vet every person individually just to make sure that the battle is going to end up like this, which is hot, smoking, and I really think it came out so well, you guys. So anything else? I think let's keep it tight.
I think that's it.
Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks everyone for joining.
See you soon on the next World Design Champ. Peace.
See you next time.
Episode 2 in the books.
In the books.